Hey, hey, happy Monday. It's a great, great Monday. And you already know why. You know why. I'm not even going to say it. But anywho, so today I'm excited to come to you, talk to you about making the impossible a myth. And you already know where it stems from. So I'm going to get a drink of water. And I'm going to jump right in this thing. Hold on. Okay. So, make the impossible a myth. I'm reading my notes. You're going to see me looking back and forth. Okay? So, I'm going to start by talking about hidden figures without telling you the entire story. Because that's a pet peeve of mine. If I'm going to go to the movies and I see somebody talking about it, I'm like, why are you telling me the movie and I haven't even seen it yet? Yeah. So, I'm not going to do that. But I am going to just touch a little bit on it and then move on. So, how do you make the impossible a myth? Now I want to start with hidden figures. Hi, April. Hey, girl. But let's start with hidden figures. The three characters, not really characters, okay. Katherine Johnson, who had a brilliant mind. I've never seen anything like it. Dorothy Vaughan, she was a born leader. Mary Jackson, I'm getting all kinds of alerts on my phone, iPad, I mean. Mary Jackson, she had a huge vision for herself. And these women not only made history, I'm going to just hold my book in my hand. These women not only made history in NASA with the U.S. space program, but they shut the mouths of many who just couldn't see that big picture. And they saw what they wanted and moved every heavy stone to get to where they wanted to be. And when I saw that movie, I was bawling. But when I saw that movie, it just stirred up so much in me. It was crazy. I can't even put into words how I was feeling, but it was amazing. Like, I've never seen so much. I've never seen anyone go through so much, like, just based off not only the color of their skin, but their gender, and just, there's a lot of hating in that movie. Just hatred all over. And so these women, they was like, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and do what I need to do to make my dream come true, because it's going to happen whether you think so or not. And I'm not going to tell you what happened, so I'm going to stop there. Go see the movie if you haven't seen it. Hidden Figures, go see that movie. I might just go see it again. It was that good. But, so that's one. The second thing I want to talk to you is, of course, that amazing game last night. And I know I'm going to get some haters, but it's all good, because I'm from Boston and I rep my Pats all day, every day. And I may not really talk about sports that much, but I mean, my parents are some serious football fans and Pats fans. And so and my husband as well, and so I know something about football, and I do watch it from time to time, so I know what's going on. And I also do my own research on my own. My husband doesn't really know that, but yeah, I do. And so anywho, so despite what every person, it seems like, despite what everybody was talking about, man, about Brady, and despite his suspension and all this crap everyone's just mouthing off about him, dude came through. He came through, and he helped his team. I mean, they all came together or whatever, but they, from 0 to 34, like, seriously. I mean, that's just dope. It is. And he just, seriously, not he, but they, because they're a team, it's not just Brady, but they came through when there was so much hatred going on with around them, and that's just amazing to see to me, like how a team can come together and do something like that. And it's not just one person who did it. It's all of them. And it's like no man left behind kind of thing. And I really, really, I was kind of going between, because Sunday's my meal prep day. So I was cooking and I had to leave the game, but I heard my husband talking in the living room. And I'm like, what's happening? So I would run back in the living room and see some plays and then go back and finish my cooking. And I was just doing a lot. But I did see the game and it was awesome. And if my pets were watching me today, I would tell them congratulations. I wish I was home so I can be cheering on with my friends, but I'm not. I'm in Virginia, so that's that. But that's a perfect example of making the impossible a myth, and it's just dope. And the last one, what I want to talk to you about, I'm going to close my book because I don't need it for this. The last one I want to talk to you about is my son Jeremiah. Now, for those who don't know me, because I post my husband posts my videos from Facebook to YouTube. So for those who don't know me or my husband, we have 4 children. Ages 9, Jeremiah's 9, Anaya's 7, Raina's 6, and Lavea is 21 months. Our son Jeremiah, when he was roughly 2 years old, he was diagnosed with something called glycogen storage disease type 9. It is a disease that affects the liver, and the size of his liver, it was pretty big. His stomach was bulgy, and we didn't really know what was going on with him. We thought he had no symptoms at all other than his stomach being very large, and he was always small. And so we went to, the only way that we found out what was wrong with him is we took him to a nutritionist, and she spotted his stomach and was like, his stomach's pretty large and we should have him go get checked out. And then we got him checked out and we found out he had a disease. And so this is what I want you guys to just think about for a second, because here we are, our son just got diagnosed, right? We have no idea what the disease is, and we're doing all this research, and we're like, what is this? What do we need to do? How do we need to get him better? And all doctors, or every single doctor, is telling you is, oh, he's not going to get better. He could, he has a mild case of glycogen storage disease, but it's always going to be there. That's what every single doctor was telling us. And every doctor was like, his stomach's not going to go down. He's not going to grow much. Like, he'll grow, but he's not going to be, very, very tall. Which, he's not very tall. He's 9. He's not very tall, but he is taller than some of the kids in his class. So, okay, we're going to get into that in a minute. But, so every single doctor told us that his stomach wouldn't go down, his liver will stay the same size, and his growth won't be, like, he won't really increase in his growth, or his growth really won't increase any, or a lot, and his weight will kind of fluctuate. And they told us that if he's like lethargic, or we kind of have to treat him like he has diabetes, and so without giving him the insulin or anything, but just monitoring him and making sure that he eats throughout the day. And we had to, when he was in school in Oklahoma, we had to send snacks with him to school, and we had to also make sure that he was timed, with his snacks. He had a snack every single day so that he didn't feel like really drained or whatever. So that was then, when he was 2 and 3. He's 9. Now, in 2013, actually, let me back up. When I met a doctor in Tulsa, Oklahoma, she was a new doctor. She was giving me some information about the disease itself. And she gave me a layout of, what would happen if I was to have another boy. and she basically said that there's like not a possibility. She said that the boy will have glycogen storage disease because I'm the one that carries the trait. And so not only will our next son, if I were to have a boy, have it, but like when she's talking about Jeremiah's kids will have it because he's the carrier. I think his boys will have it. Don't quote me. I don't remember. It's been a long time. But his children will have it. And so I was like, well, you know what? Because I was trying to kind of lighten up the mood in the room because everything was just negative. So I was like, well, I did notice that his stomach's going down. And the doctor looked at me and was like, oh, well, you know what? I don't know what that is, but his stomach's not going to go down. His liver is always going to be large, and there's no cure for this disease. He's always going to have it. And I sat there and I was like I was trying to kind of gather my thoughts because I didn't want to go off on her, but I didn't accept that. I was like, what do you mean there's no cure? And I just looked at her and I was like, and I kind of just chuckled it off and was like, well, clearly you don't know who I serve, because my God is able to do anything, and he can cure a disease that you think is impossible to cure. And that's exactly what happened. 2013, I was in Boston with my kids. Jason was here, and he was trying to find work because we were kind of in transition. We moved from Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had to split. Jason came to Virginia. I went to Boston with our kids until he was able to find a job. So I had to continue what I was doing in Oklahoma. I took Jeremiah to his GI doctor, a new GI doctor, where then he told me, look, we did an ultrasound of his liver. His liver looks fine. It doesn't even feel or look huge on the ultrasound. We did blood work. His blood is fine. We are not having any trace of this disease at the moment. He was like, right now, we really can't do anything for him because he's fine. Like, there's nothing. And I looked at him. I just stared at him, and I was like what? He's fine. And I was like, the doctors in Tulsa, Oklahoma told me that there was no cure. And he was like, yeah, there's no cure for this. And we understand that he does have a mild case of the disease, but we're showing nothing on these exams. There's nothing. He's fine. And he said, so we will just continue following up. You don't even have to come I think we go every 6 months, roughly. So we would go back to visit him in 6 months, and it was the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's the same report. There is nothing showing up in these records, not records, but in the exams. His liver is fine. He's growing. He's eating, and he's gaining weight, and maybe he's gaining the weight slowly, but he's gaining the weight. And if you see his stomach today, you wouldn't even think he had a problem. His stomach is completely flat. He doesn't wake up extremely drained. He can go to school and be fine. I don't have to pack lunches in his bag for him at school. None of that. He's good. Okay? So, this is a perfect example of making the impossible a myth, because my child is healed, and he's healed because God clearly healed him, because we were praying over him. We had his godparents were praying for him. Everybody was praying for him, and I'm not going to take any word that a doctor says over my child or any of my kids. If he had something worse, I would still be speaking God's word over his life, and he will be healed. So, I'm not going to take nothing the doctors say. I'll take your advice, but if you're going to speak over my child and say, hey, he's not going to be healed from this, I'm not receiving that. No. my God is bigger than what man has to say about this sickness or disease. And Jesus healed back then. He's healing now. So we believed, my husband and I, and our son is healed to this day, and we get the same reports. The only thing that, this might be too much information, but the only thing that he really struggles with is constipation. But that's it. Other than that, he's healthy. And so, all of that to say, my advice to you, excuse me, is do what everybody thinks is, whatever people think is impossible for you to do. Go ahead and shut them up by just going after what you feel in your heart you need to be doing. Don't take anyone's words and run with it, especially if it's negative. Because look, I just read this today. It says, every thought you have takes you on a journey. And that is so, so true. If you're waking up in the morning and you're like, dang, I just don't want to be up right now. I want to be in my bed. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to face my kids today and their attitudes. I don't want to face my boss. He's annoying, or she's annoying, or these people at my job are lame, and all they're going to be talking about is the pats all day. but look, just focus on what you really, what is in your heart and whatever is true to you, and just make that impossible. Make it a myth. Go after whatever you want, and believe that whatever you want will come true, and it will. I'm reading my friend's message. I was talking to Shona. Yes, that's right. Sorry, I was reading. I know people on YouTube are like, what the heck is she doing? But I was reading my friend April's comment about her son. That's right. She was saying, she was talking to her son about this last night. Told him, don't let others' fear become your fears, or their doubts about you become your doubts. Yeah, that is so true. That's true. Because it's real contagious. Like, he gotta get a handle on that and speak life. Forget that. Forget what they said. I see you laughing. But that's all I have for you today, guys. And I hope I wasn't rambling too much and you got something out of it. And thank you for joining me, April. And let me see. I'm going to leave my blog site for you, so you can go ahead and check out the blog with more motivational stuff on there. And there's other things on there too, but I'm talking about this motivation right now. So my website for you to check out is www.amomentwithshona, SHONA.com. Thanks, April. And I will talk to you guys on Monday. Like, comment, and share the video, especially for those Pats haters. Go ahead and share. Okay, I'm not going to rub it in anymore, but I'm just excited for them. But anywho, so I'm going to go ahead and finish my devotions, and I'm going to work out. This is week 2 of Insanity Max 30, and I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm very excited. And so I will talk to you guys on Monday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye. Bye, bro.